Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a free-for-all match on the map Twin Waters. I'm starting in the bottom left position playing as the Soviets. Now for this game it's a bit different because free-for-all matches don't usually get played on Twin Waters. I think this is the first free-for-all match anyone had played. It was Mickey who was hosting and we just had 4 players. We weren't going to be able to balance the teams. So yeah, we've got a free-for-all match on this map. Now we've got Mickey, the host. We've got Mia, who's playing as well. And then we've got another player that I don't know who's playing as well. So we'll see how this goes and if it turns out to be a fun game. Right, so first of all, I'm going to be getting some gems from that bomb patch. I'm going to have to direct my ore trucks to do that. And this was one of the quite early games I played on this map, so the strategy may not be as refined as it would be now. And what we need to do first, with it being a free-for-all and being random positions mostly, I think one of the players chose the positions before, but for the most part, it was random positions, and I'm going to have to check above and to the right of my base. And it doesn't look like there's anyone directly above, but it looks like yellow are to my right and in the next spot. So I'm going to have to defend from that, and I'm going to probably try and get that battle out the way quite early on. What we don't want is to be a long drawn-out battle with the team next to us, because what that might, what that'll mean is other teams have a chance to build up, make multiple MCVs, build their economy, get a massive army, and take us out later on. Now I'm getting a second ore truck out of the war factory, and now I'm going to start building tanks. I've also got another ore refinery being built, so I can use the gems on that gem patch that are just above my base. And I'm just having a look at Mickey's base at the moment, just have a bit of vision of and see what he's doing. But now I'm getting that extra ore refinery out. And once I built this ore refinery, I'm going to build another war factory to increase that tank building speed. And now I've got that war factory being produced. It's going to be out soon. I'm just going to push forwards a little bit. We'll see how Mickey responds. We can see his infantry pulling back. So I think he's responded to what I'm doing. And now we can see he's gone for light tanks. And the thing is, I don't want those light tanks going into my base, which is why I'm going to be quite aggressive and try and charge in. So now it's our heavy tanks against Mickey's light tanks. He's also got quite a bit of infantry that might make a little bit of a difference at this stage. But now I'm getting out that third war factory, which is going to increase the building speed of my tanks, and hopefully I'm going to start being able to outproduce him. But it looks like we've got the same tank numbers sort of at the moment, but Mickey is losing light tanks, so they are going to go down a little bit more easily. And if one of those tanks just stays still for a second, it just gets killed instantly, because they are quite weak. You can see as soon as one's stationary, taken out, and now he's only got 2 light tanks left. And I'm just expanding my base while I'm taking out Mickey's base. So that's worked out quite well. I wanted the battle to be short. It has. I haven't lost too much in the process. I'm just having a look here though, and I can't see an MCV, so maybe he's moved it and deployed it elsewhere. But we have managed to take out quite a lot of his economy, and he's selling up a little bit there. And I don't know where he's gone. I don't know if he went to the right side or up through the middle. And there's Mia with a little trooper there, trying to just doing some damage to my ore refinery. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and deal with it. I've got a radar dome now, so I have some map visibility, and I'm going to use this opportunity now that I've bought myself a bit of time to go multi-MCV. Going multi-MCV is really important in free-for-all matches because you don't know what the other players are doing. For all I know, Mia could already have 6 MCVs and be building up an absolutely ginormous economy and army. So I'm going to be building some of my own MCVs now, just to have that increased building speed so I can build really quickly and start bettering my economy. And now I'm going towards this middle left patch. And yeah, it's seeming to be okay at the moment. There's my first MCV. So now I've deployed it into a construction yard. I'm going to have double the building speed. And each time you add an MCV, it's going to shorten the time it takes to build structures, and that'll allow me to produce ore refineries really quickly. Well, any buildings really quickly. War factories, Tesla coils. It becomes really hard when you get a lot of MCVs if someone's attacking you and you're able to spam Tesla coils, because there's not much that can. It's very hard to combat. But yeah, we're just getting these MCVs out and getting them deployed just so I can start expanding. And what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to start taking more of the map, as I am doing now. Expand to as many ore patches as it is possible. And now I'm seeing a little bit of movement in the middle of that map, and it looks like to be yellow. So I'm going to go for that middle and try and take that base out that yellow's building. And I'm just placing some Tesla coils at the other side of my base, just in case Mia comes from the other side, just to buy me a little bit of time, although 3 Tesla coils possibly won't do that much in this situation. But now we're going to the middle of the map, and we can see yellow's base, and we can also see that green has been taken out, and I'm pretty sure Mia will be responsible for that. And now I'm taking that, I'm going to get that MCV to the middle and be able to deploy it there and be able to expand to some further ore patches. I'm also very interested in what's going on in the middle of the map, because the middle of the map does contain gems. So I'm going to need to push up now. Again, I can't see yellow's MCV, so I don't know if he's sneaking it off again somewhere. But if he's not careful, he's actually going to run it into Mia's base, I think, because I think Mia will be in that top middle part of the map, I would assume. Now, we can still see some of those troops and some of those ore trucks trying to get away, but we'll try and destroy that one. And now I'm just expanding onto that ore patch next to me, and it does look like yellow is moving up to the top of the map, so I don't know if he's deployed his MCV there, and we'll have to go up and take a look. We can see he's still got some troops just laid around here, and I'm just expanding these, doing a power plant crawl sort of like upwards, because I want to go onto this gem patch, because you can see the gems there, and that's going to give me a lot of resources, so I can expand my tanks further on. But now Mia's come from the right side, and I was expecting her to come from the top, but she's actually came from the right hand side of the map. So I'm going to have to go back to the bottom here, because if she gets through there, she'll sort of have access to get to my construction yards, which are all built. So now we're going to start take the fight here. I'm just getting my tanks together. We've also got some Tesla behind me to back me up, and because I've got a lot of MCVs, I'm going to be able to build some Tesla pretty quickly, and that's hopefully going to give me the upper hand, because we can see me going in there. But tanks are being taken out pretty quickly, and I think I've definitely got the upper hand, and those tanks look like they're going to go down. She did take out one of my construction yards, but I do have a lot back at my main base, and now Mia's starting to retreat, and I'm going to chase. Now I'm wondering if she's built up at the other side there. I don't know if she could have even started at the bottom right, I guess, but I think that would have been unlikely. So now we're going to take our tanks here to fight those remaining tanks, and it doesn't look like she's getting too many reinforcements there, and we're going to be able to wipe out those pretty easily. But what we can see is that Mia's actually came from the top and down the middle part, and she's actually wiped out my economy right in the middle of the map, so we're going to have to go and defend against this. I've also built an extra MCV just to replace the one that got wiped out, but we're having a little bit of a look here. I'm just splitting my forces. I've got some of my forces fighting in the middle and some of my forces fighting on the right side of the map. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take that next MCV to the bottom right position, just so I can build up there and just advance my economy further. And now we can see this fight going on in the middle of the map. Mia's sort of having to pull back, but she has destroyed a lot of my base and pushed me back quite a bit. Sort of distracting me with that attack from the right, and then going for one right down the middle. But now I'm going to expand to this ore patch in the bottom right and start expanding up the right side of the map, because the more of the map I control, the better my economy is going to be. So yeah, we'll just get deployed there, and we can see that ore patch is practically untouched. And now we're starting to have a fight. But what we can see here happening here is Mia's starting to push me back, and this could be big trouble for me. So what I'm doing is I'm just building more Tesla coils, just so there's sort of going to be a Tesla wall behind my tanks if Mia pushes too far down, because this isn't looking too good. And there for a minute, my power was a bit low. And I'm also extending this, like, these few tanks up the right side of the map just to see what's on ahead. But let's see what's going on back here. Mia's managed to take out some of my Tesla, but she has lost a lot of tanks doing that, and now she's having to pull back towards the middle. I mean, when there's just that many Tesla, they do an awful lot of damage, and it's very, very hard to fight against. We can also see some yellow ore trucks there finding their way down the right side of the map. I don't quite know where they've come from, but there they were. And yeah, just forgetting to produce some tanks for a second there. But yeah, tank production will be resumed now, and now we're going to build some more silos just to pass across that path, and we're going to get to the ore patch on the middle right side. Now, I know this was the part where I think the other place started from, so hopefully we'll be able to still mine there. So it doesn't look like Mia expanded her base here yet, although she just looks like she has some things in the middle. And there she's got a tank there, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to try and get rid of that. We can see it's going up to the top right position, and what I'll do is I'll place a Tesla coil there just to try and destroy it if it goes past. But now we see Mia coming from the middle of the map again, and we'll have to defend against this. Let's see how many tanks does she have. It doesn't look too bad right at the moment, but there might be tanks reinforcing those. And I'm just, again, building my Tesla defences and making sure that it's going to, if she does get through this first wall of tanks, it's going to give her, the Tesla is going to give her a very, very hard time. And get those Tesla getting some shots in as some of the tanks get a little bit close. And yeah, she's starting to push me back a little bit, but you can see those Tesla really paying off. And as soon as she starts to get close, those Tesla do a lot of damage, and her tanks sort of have to fall back a little bit. She's also got some mammoths tanks in there, interestingly enough. I don't usually like mammoths because I think they're a bit of a waste for the amount they cost, and the amount of extra HP they've got, and the amount of attack they do, damage they do. They're also very, very slow, so they do feel a bit clumsy, I would say. But now we've managed to defend that position again and repel that attack from Mia. Although Mia will probably be on the middle economy at the moment, which will be giving her a lot of resources to work with, so might have quite a big army. So now just pushing my tanks up a little bit, and we can see Mia assembling her tanks just above my base. But now building up quite a big tank force of my own, and I suspect our battle will be resuming shortly. I'm just crawling my base up a little bit as well. And there's the yellow MCV, so we've finally seen where it is, and we'll have to see, is he going to get it away this time? I think this is the first time I've actually seen it this game. His construction yard, and it goes down, and that's yellow effectively out of the game, unless he's got a secret MCV somewhere on the map, but at this stage I doubt it. Now we're going into the fight in the middle against Mia, and we see Mia's Tesla coils there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire on them, and hopefully Mia will be focused on the middle battle. But I do have to be careful because those tanks could get wiped out if I'm not moving them around. And now we're pushing up into Mia's base with our flame tower crawl, and it looks to be going well so far. I don't think Mia's noticed because she isn't firing those Tesla coils, but her army of tanks is getting closer to the main part of my base, and that'll probably be because Mia's using gems in the middle possibly, and that's going to be giving her a lot of extra cash. And now she's noticed what's happening in the middle on the right side of the map, but the middle battle is the most important. I have lost a war factory up there. I've just built another one to replace it, and now Mia's trying to push in, but I do have a lot of Tesla support here, and I've got a lot of tank production, and it looks like we're managing to push her back for now. So yeah, we're in a little bit of a tight spot there, but it looks like we're pushing back, and we've also probably managed to take out some of the economy on the right side of the map from our base expansion on that part, and now we're just pushing back up, and it looks like now I have the superior tank numbers, so Mia's going to have to fall back. She doesn't have anything she can do at this point in time. And you can see how much my tank numbers are built up. Mia's trying to do a counter now. She's bringing more tanks in, more reinforcements. But the question is it going to be enough? And it doesn't look like it's going to be like that for now, because I've got the better tank numbers and I'm getting close to this ore patch, and I'm going to be able to start mining these gems. You can see Mia with at least three ore trucks on this patch at the moment. But I'm going to try and mine some of it as well and not let her take all the gems. But so now for the fight in the middle of the map, I still think I have the better numbers, and what I can do is I can start placing down Tesla coils, and that's going to help me a lot. So we've got that behind the cliff there, maybe not the best position possibly for that point in time. But now we've got another Tesla coil down, and now it's doing some damage to those tanks, and we've got a second one down. And even when they try and destroy the Tesla coils, it takes time for them to do that, and in that time they are getting destroyed. But Mia's now starting to place her own Tesla coils on the map, so that's going to make things a little bit more tricky. She does have a lot of tanks as well. We'll try and take out those Tesla coils because they do so much damage if you let them stand. And I don't know, the armies are starting to look a little bit more even now, and Mia getting some more tanks there. Because she's going to have a great economy, I guess, from having those middle gems. But I guess those gems now are starting to run out, so it might not continue for so much longer. But at this moment, it does look like Mia might have the upper hand, and my tanks are getting wiped. And yes, she does have the upper hand. I am going to need to fall back and build up those tank numbers again. And yeah, I'm going to have to sort of like fall back to this position where all the Tesla coils are. And I'm also going to build another war factory because I've got a lot of ore in the bank. And yeah, now Mia's going to have a bit of a trouble time because it's a bit harder to push forwards when you've got Tesla coils to contend with. Also, and you don't have Tesla coils of your own. And now, yeah, those tank numbers are starting to be whittled down a bit. But the question is, can I build my tank numbers back up? And now Mia on the retreat back to the middle part of the map, I think. Hopefully at this position now that the middle of the map is gone, I do think I do have the better economy probably, because I can see that I've got most of the middle parts of the map on either side. And now we can see some of Mia's war factories here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an attack at the back of her base and taking out these war factories, because there's 3 there, and if I take out these war factories, that is going to slow her building speed. But we can see I might be in trouble in the bottom middle part of the map. I'm just taking some tanks out here, and that's going to distract her possibly a little bit. And yeah, we're just trying to do some damage at the back of Mia's base. And now I'm going back to this part. I do have some tanks here though, so I can just keep on switching between them, and we'll start fighting this part. You can see our Teslas on this part of the map doing a great job, and we managed to produce a few tanks there, and it's seeming to hopefully we'll be able to damage her economy. We've got rid of some war factories, so she's going to have reduced building speed, and now Mia's trying to push into those Tesla coils, but there's just too many of them, and I do have a row of tanks defending. And we can see one of the ore trucks going down there for some reason. Maybe she's running out of ore on the top of the map. But now we're continuing to do an assault on the back of Mia's base. And I think, actually, this might be a winning move because it's going to be very hard for her to recover from this because she has lost quite a bit there. And it's also losing her economy. Although my economy doesn't seem to be doing it as great now. But I do have a lot of war factories producing a lot of tanks. And you can see me selling up some of the buildings there. And what I'll do is I'll start using that ore patch. Although there doesn't seem to be too much ore left on it. But some ore's better than no ore, I guess. And now we're starting to push through the middle again. And we can see Mia's tanks on the retreat. And I'll just try and take out some of those ore trucks while I'm here. Actually, there's also an ore refinery there. I guess I don't have great map visibility across the whole map, and now we're sort of pushing back to that middle position where I was pushed off before. So we'll have to see, does Mia have enough tanks left? And yeah, we're just getting rid of that ore refinery. And yes, flame towers doing a little bit of work there. Also maybe taking out some of the ore trucks.
Building. Unit ready. Construction complete.
And now I'm just redefining that position. But Mia seems to be coming back with some tanks. So we're going to need to sort of defend against this again. And I wonder, is she going to go back? I'm surprised actually she's gone for that position. I thought she would have probably gone for the right side where I'm a little bit less defended. Although, I guess, I don't know, that might be the main entry point to a base. But now we're going on this part of the map. We're going across the top. And there's not as many buildings actually. I thought there was going to be a bigger base there. And now Mia bringing her tanks to the top of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tanks. And we're going to go to the middle of the map. While her tanks are defending at the top, we can send our tanks to the back and get rid of some of that Tesla. So we're taking out two of those heavy tanks there. And now we'll take out some of those ore trucks. And now I can see Mia coming with her heavy tanks to the top of the map. So yeah, what we're going to do now is we're going to start taking out those buildings in the middle. And we'll have to see, is Mia going to try and go down the right side of the map? We are going to be able to take out some buildings here though, taking these tanks up to the top. And I do have a bit of a force built up here now. We'll just take out that Tesla coil and start pushing on this part of the map. And I think Mia's starting to bring her tanks back now to this middle part of the map. We can see there's quite a few war factories there. And if we destroy those war factories, we'll of course be able to halt the building speed for a while until she's able to replace them. But they do cost a bit if you want to replace war factories. And it's like money you could be spending on tanks otherwise. But now having a little bit of a fight on this middle part of the map. And yes, now Mia's started to defend both sides. So she's got tanks at both sides. Although the middle part of the map doesn't look too good for me. And I think I'm going to get wiped out. But I seem to be doing okay on the other part at the moment. Those tank numbers seem to be going down a little bit. But now she'll be able to allocate more resources there now that she's wiped the middle part. And what I'm going to could try and do is I'm just going to expand my base forwards a little bit. The important thing at this point in the game is that I've got map control, and if we look around on the radar dome, we can see a lot of the ore patches still have a lot of ore at them, and that's really, really important because it means that we have more resources to work with, and as the resources run out at the top, Mia's going to be in a little bit of trouble. But now we're having a little bit of a battle here. It's heavy tank v heavy tank, and there seems to be quite a lot of tanks in there. And now we're just bringing some tanks to the other side of the base. So I think those tanks at the top look like they're going to get wiped. But we have got lots of tanks at the other side of Mia's base, and they're doing quite a bit of damage right at this minute. And now I think Mia's going to go back to try and defend the base. But I do have a lot of tanks here, and I do think this might... Yeah, it's going to be very hard for her to defeat this many tanks. Let's see how they do. So she's got quite a lot of tanks, but I think, yeah, there's just not enough of them there. She needed an awful lot, not just quite a lot. Although she does have more coming back, but the problem is it's sort of like a little bit of a bottleneck. So as soon as she gets tanks in, they're starting to get destroyed before she can bring more tanks in. And now we're having a little bit of a scrap here. Although my tanks, a lot of them look at good HP. And now those pink tanks being taken out. And it looks like she has the inferior numbers now. And we're going to be able to push forwards. And she's sold some buildings there. A bit of lag there, but we're going to be able to push further back. And now those tanks falling, and it looks like, yeah, some Tesla coils there, but unfortunately they're not in the numbers that they need to be, and that is going to be a good game. So I think it was just like, really, this was just a game of map control. Mia did quite well in the middle part of the game when she got that gem patch that allowed her to produce a lot of tanks very, very quickly. But then I managed to get all patches on the right hand side, and I think later in the game, because the gems had ran out in the middle, that became more important because that was where the resources were at. And so, yeah, it was a good game. But yeah, just one of the things you need to try and do is just get as much map control, especially in free-for-all matches, and also to go multi-MCV when appropriate. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.